Good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome to all our attendees joining us from India, UAE, and different parts of the world. My name is Varsha Banerjee, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you today's executive webinar, the future of cross-border trade and stablecoins and multi-rail payments. On behalf of Finigini, thank you, for joining us today. And also, I would like to thank you to all of you. And whether you are a CFO, finance leader, treasury professionals, exporter, importer, entrepreneur, and fintech innovator, or someone passionate about the future of global finance, we are delighted to have you here. Today's webinar isn't simply about the technology. It's about something much bigger, and it's about how businesses will move money over the next decade. I would like to begin with a simple question. Imagine if your company has just completed an important international transaction. The goods have been shipped, the invoice has been raised, and the customer has already initiated the payment. So now let me ask you, where is your money? Has it reached to the beneficiary bank? Is it with the correspondent bank? Is it waiting for compliance check, or is it simply in transit? It's the question. And the truth is, most businesses don't actually know the business, because international payments are still largely built on infrastructure that was designed decades ago. Although communication has become instant and businesses now operate in real time, money moving money across borders can still take several days. Every day delays creates a uncertainty, and every uncertainty affects the business. Whether we discuss international payments, people usually ask how much does the payment cost, but perhaps that no longer the right question. So what does the waiting cost? What is the waiting cost? They actually ask. Every day the capital remains in transit. It isn't funding the inventory, it isn't paying the suppliers, it isn't supporting the expansion, it isn't generating returns, it's simply waiting. And that's why today's discussion isn't about the payments, it's about the capital velocity. It is the speed at which businesses can move capital and create the value. And around the world, payments infrastructure is evolving rapidly. Real time payment systems, artificial intelligence, digital asset, tokenized money, and increasingly stable coins. At the same time, businesses are realizing that the relying on a single payment method is no longer enough. Different payment corridors have different priorities. Sometimes speed matters, sometimes compliance, sometimes transparency, and sometimes the cost, which is exactly why we are seeing the rise of multi-rail payments, an approach that intelligently chooses the best payment route for every transaction. Today's objective is simple: to understand whether international payments are heading, what role stablecoins will play, and how businesses can prepare for the next generation of border, the commerce. To help us navigate today's discussion, I am delighted to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Samir Raj Singh. And Samir is a stablecoin strategy expert with extensive experience in digital asset, payment innovation, and the future of financial infrastructure. He will share his insights on why payment systems are changing, how stable coins are transforming the settlement, and what businesses should expect over the coming years. Samir, thank you for joining us today. It's wonderful to have you with us. Before we begin discussing stable coins, I think it's important that we first understand why international payments are changing. We are exploring the solution. We understand the problem businesses face today. When you look at the global payments land, what do you believe has fundamentally changed over the last 5 years? So, Samir, over to you.
Thank you, Varsha, and thanks everyone for joining us today. I believe the biggest challenge isn't technology actually. The biggest change in business is expectations. So, 20 years ago, if an international business took 4 or 5 days, most business would accept it. As we know, this was the only procedure to go. But today, if we talk about, they don't. So business now operates 24 hours a day. Suppliers chains are global. Customer expect instant service actually. Everywhere if we go, we do expect that the service should be 24 hours and should be in an instant. So finance team needs real visibility as well. So yet international payment that often depends on customer build that like this was the system that built decades ago that we can't rely on. So a payment may pass through multiple corresponding banks, multiple compliance review, or different settlement vendors, and several financial institutes before reaching its uh, destinations. But every additional step here is introduces time as well as cost and uncertainty that we know. So that's why businesses being to ask a different question, like not simply how I send money internationally, but how do I move capital more intelligently? I guess.
Really like that, perspective. The conversation is shifting, from simply moving money to moving money more intelligently. And I think that's something every finance leader can relate to, because in today's environment, speed alone isn't enough. And businesses also need the visibility, predictability, and confidence.
Yeah, exactly. Like think about Treasure tip today, Treasure tips. So their role is no longer limited to processing the space. They are responsible for liquidity, working capital, cash forecasting. If we talk about supplier relationship, risk management. So without visibility, those responsibilities becomes much more difficult. So if we talk about finance leaders, they don't want to ask, has the payment arrived? See, these works are not of a business finance leader. So they wants to know exactly where is it right now, what route it takes, or when will it settle. So modern payment infrastructure gives business the level of visibility, and that's because just as valuable like the settlement time itself.
And that's an interesting point. So businesses are no longer measuring success simply by whether the payment arrives. They are measuring how efficiently capital moves through the organization, and that's where the phrase capital velocity becomes an important.
Absolutely. Like capital velocity is simply the speed at which money moves through a business. So imagine two companies. So both generate exactly the same revenue. One receives payment within a minute, but the other waits 4 or 5 days. So how can we understand which is a much growing business? Like your competitor is earning the same, you are earning the same, but which business can pay suppliers? The question is which business can invest faster? Which business has stronger cash flow? So the answer is obvious. Money sitting idle creates opportunity. So money that moves create opportunity. And that's why I often say capital should always be working, not waiting.
Thank you, Samir. I think that's one of the strongest messages from today's discussion. And capital should always be working, not waiting. And perhaps that's why we are seeing so much innovation in payments infrastructure nowadays. Businesses are not looking for technology simplify because it's new. They are looking for practical solution that improves the efficiency, and solutions that they provide the greater visibility, and solutions that strengthen the treasury operations, and ultimately solutions that improve that movement of the capital. Which brings us perfectly to the next part of the today's session, one of the biggest innovations shaping the global payments today, stable coins. For some people, they are still associated, purely with the cryptocurrency. For others, they are becoming an important part of modern financial infrastructure. Today, we would like to move beyond the headlines and explore how stablecoins are being used in real world business and cross border trade. Samir, over to you.
Thank you, Varsha, and thank you each and everyone for joining us today. I would like to begin with simple observation. Whenever people heard the word stable coins, the first thing that comes in mind is cryptocurrency. Everyone thought right now is saying. Some think like it is Bitcoin, some think of trading, and some think of market velocity. But I would like to invite everyone right now here to look stable coin from a complete different perspective. Let's forget cryptocurrency for a moment. Let's think about business. So every business has one common objective. It will common if you can see in each and every business, that is to move money efficiently. That's all. So wherever you are paying an international supplier or receiving funds from customer overseas or managing treasury across multiple countries, the goal is always the same: money move faster, move money securely, move money predictably. So that's where stable coins actually enters the conversation. Not as an investment, not as a guesswork, but as a modern payment infrastructure. So what exactly is stable coins? In simple terms, if I can say, a stable coin is a digital asset whose values is linked to international fiat currency. So most common, if we talk about, is the US dollar. Unlike many cryptocurrency actually whose price fluctuates significantly, we have seen the traders and everyone saw the fluctuation and who gets the benefit or use in a different way. But when we talk about stable coins, the stable coins are designed to maintain the fairly stable valuation. That stability actually makes them practical for payments. Here, the technology behind them allows value to move digitally across blockchain networks, but enabling faster settlement, greater transparency, and continued availability. If I can say in other words, business aren't replacing actually money. So they are simply giving money a more efficient way to. Now let's compare that with how international payment traditionally work. So today, money across border payment travels through multiple corresponding banks. Every go between platform, it own checks. Every go between has different operating hours. Like some work in a US hours, some works as IST. So every business have their own working hours. Every go introduce time and cost is different. But the time the payment receives the beneficiary, actually that's the real objective here. No? So the time it reaches the beneficiary, several days may have passed. So stablecoin introduce another settlement option here. So instead of relying entirely on multiple go betweens, values can move digitally through blockchains infrastructure. So before being converted back into local currency, the result is often greater efficiency and improving the visibility. Again, it is not about replacing banks. So banks remain as essential part of global payments system. Like it was before, it was right now, and it will be in the future. Stable coins here is simply expand the available settlement option. Here, one question I heard very often is we are talking so much about stable coins, and we are seeing the market trend of stable coins. But are businesses actually using stable coins? The answer is yes. Around the world, we are seeing increased adoption in areas such as international settlement, treasury operations, and cross-border commerce. So businesses are being to explore where stable coins can complement existing payment system, uh, particularly in situations where speed and transparency and if we talk about operational efficiency are important. And it's not about replacing every payment. It's about identifying where they can deliver meaningful business values. Like another topic also I and that is important is regulation here. So whenever new financial technology emerges, regulation naturally becomes a part of discussion. Like if every fintech or every industry, whenever they wobble it and change their technology or add something into it, the regulation will be always in the discussion, and that's a positive development actually. So innovation success when business trust it. Across many countries, regulations are working to create framework that encourage responsible innovation, like while maintaining the financial stability and compliance. See, the objective isn't to stop innovation. The objective is to ensure the innovation can scale safely and responsibly. As these frameworks continue to measure, businesses will gain greater confidence in adopting the digital settlement technologies. Like people also ask me whether stablecoin replace Swift or the traditional banking. Like personally, I don't believe that's the right question actually. So the future isn't about replacing one system with another. We are not doing, and none of the business is doing that. The we can see the Excel was developed in a very traditional time, like at that time, and still there is no replacement of Excels. But we can see the Excel is connected with LM's model, and we can see the chat GPT is there with the Excel. So the future isn't about replacing one system with another. That's clear. The future is about giving businesses option. So some transaction will continue through traditional bank, some through local real-time network, and some through stable-based settlement. The the real innovations actually lies in giving businesses the flexibility to choose the important, appropriate, and settlement method, like for each transactions. That's exactly where multi-rail payment becomes a super. Like before I conclude all of these, I would like to leave everyone with one thought. Like over the past decade, we have transformed the way we communicate, right? We have transformed the way we work also. We have transformed the way we buy and sell as well. So now we are beginning to transform the way we value moves actually. So the way value moves, we are transforming in this era. So the organization that understand the changes early won't simply adopt new technologies actually here. They build more efficient treasure operation, like important capital efficiency, and then straightening their competitive position in global market. That's the objective. The future of cross-border payment isn't about closing between a traditional finance or a digital finance. Like it's about combining the strength of both to create a smarter, faster, and more connected financial ecosystem. Thank you, Varsha.
Thank you, Samir, and that was incredibly insightful perspective. One message really stood out to me, that stable coins are not about replacing the existing financial system. They are about expanding the choices businesses have, and improving how value moves across the borders. And then, so far today, we have explored which payment infrastructure is evolving and how stablecoins are becoming the part of that evolution. But the next question is, every finance leaders ask is, how does this actually work? How does a business receive the funds? Also, what exactly are on ramp and off ramp services? How does an intelligent multi-rail platform determine the best payment route? Rather than simply discussing these concepts, I would like to show you that how that they work in the practically how that works. I'll now share my screen and walk you through the finishing platform, where you will see that how it works and how the money actually moves. And next we will so the next 4 minutes, it's gonna be a very good discussion about the payments. So let me share my screen and show you. I think it's clear. uh, it's visible from my end. This is our platform, where we are showing the on ramp first. We will show like how we are transferring the currency from one rail to another. We are making a payment of 100 on the choosing the UAEFTS and transferring to the AED and USDT to, and changing the network to Tron. Now we will be getting the code here, and just a second. Yeah, there you will see the code history of 100 and this 24, like we will receive the 24.73 USDC. And now that's the process. Like then we will send the fund. We have to enter the wallet address over here, and then we will execute the transfer. So this is the details. You will see the bank account details we are transferring over here, and accounts details, whatever it is, the beneficiary details, beneficiary type, everything you will see. IBAN and SWIFT details we have, and it is visible there. So now, yeah, these are all the details. Now we will close it. Yeah, it is already done with this. The on ramp bridge is completed. Like how fast is it? See, next we will go to the off ramp, where it called is bucket. Now we will skip the KYC. You have to do that, do some regulations over there. You have to whitelist some bank and all, everything. Now we will just select the country, like what we are choosing right now. Then we will choose the bank. This is the trial process, so we are choosing some Indian banks right now. But whenever you will be doing or using the platform, you will get the banks that you need, and which is whitelisted over here. There will be the details, and bank account details will be there, and we will whitelist the bank. We will select the currency that we need. Yeah, just a second. You can see here the bank accounts which is whitelisted to your accounts. You can see all the bank details, all the bank accounts which is listed, whitelisted over here. You can see that the details, each and every details you can see over here. Next, we will create the quote and quote amount basically. So we have to select the bank account which is already whitelisted over this platform. Then we will select the coin type, transfer type, and where we are making this payment, and where we have to put our details. So we are receiving it INR, AD to INR, the amount for what like for what method we are getting this, the source of funds. Basically it is the business income, so we are showing this. We have to put the details over here, and we are creating the code. Next we will see the charge, the coin charge, and the receiving amount, everything. Now we will go to the code step where we have to put that data, which is already there. This is our wallet address where we will be, it will be gone, and we have to put the amount which is already there. We have already done this, so we have to pay this 12.19 something, and then we will receive that 1000 INR. So creating the where order. You can see the details over here. Everything, each and every details are visible. These are all the payments we have made through this platform. Yeah, this is done already. Yeah. So I think this is very easiest process that we have gone through, and really helpful platform this is, because it takes less than 5 to 10 minutes, less than. Just you have to do the whitelisting and everything. The compliance, everything will be clear from the compliance team, regulation team, and everything is sorted. Each and every points is I have shown, and you can just make the payment. It will take just 2 to 3 minutes, and your payment is done. So now we will see like how we will discuss this with Samir actually. So Samir, over to you. We can start like as we have shown that the treasury dashboard, where finally everything comes together inside a unified treasury dashboard. Finance teams can monitor everything. Also you can you can see the collections, settlement status, each and everything, payment routing, transaction history, also operational analytics, everything. Instead of asking where is my payment, treasury teams have immediate access to that information, and this level of visibility supports better cash flow management, improved forecasting, and stronger financial decision making. So that's completes our walkthrough of the platform. As we have seen today, modern cross-border payments are no longer about a single payment trail. They are about to intelligently combining the different payment methods to improve speed, transparency, visibility, and efficiency. Technology should simplify the treasury, not complicated it. I hope this demonstration has helped bring today's discussions to life, and shown how these concepts can be applied in a practical business environment actually. So next, Samir, before we move on into our audience questions, I would love to hear your thoughts. Having seen like how virtual accounts, multi-rail payments, and intelligent routing together, where do you think businesses will see the biggest transformation over the next 3 to 5 years? Like, is it gonna rock or something like that? Is it very easy? That what do you think, that we have made this platform for businesses to make it easier, more easier, and to save their time? Is it reliable? Is it user friendly? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, Varsha. Like most common thing I have heard like is how adoption is going to be in the future, and why does people even accept this stable coins. Like nowadays we are working with the traditional part, and some businesses do adopt it yet, but still in the future, can we see this the stable coins as an a currency that is actually affecting the businesses? So I can say yes, the the market is going to be changed. So nowadays, in every small parts, we can say, if we talk about the gaming industry, or if we talk about in the wallet based management systems, or any tokenized system, where we can able to see that we are buying actually the virtual balance in the system, and then we are using it to spend it on digital assets. So this was actually already in this generation, it was there. So stable coins is not something that it is coming right now in this market, and people are afraid, or a bit scared to use it. Yeah, no, it's not something like that. Nowadays, businesses already adopted this, and in the upcoming time, I can say this is going to be the biggest change in the market. The money actually moves, because just relying on one rail it was not a business that actually needs. Businesses always need flexibility. That's why we can say there were change in the RBI rules. We can say there were rules in changing in markets. We can say multiple. We can see the multiple gateways are coming. We can see multiple compliances are arriving. Cards industries were increasing. So is why these are currently increasing, because everyone wants to serve the businesses the flexibility that they actually want. So that's going to be a big change.
Yeah. Thank you, Samir, and thank you for sharing your expertise throughout this today's session. I hope everyone joining us today has gained some valuable insights from us, not only into how payment infrastructure is evolving, but also into how businesses can begin preparing the future of cross-border commerce. Before we wrap up, we would like to spend a few minutes answering some of questions that we have received from our audience. If you are joining us live and haven't submitted any question yet, please feel free to add it in the Q&A session or the chat session. We'll try to cover as many as we can in the remaining time. While our audience sends in their questions, I would like to begin with a few frequently come up whenever we discuss the cross-border payments. So, Samir, question to you. I often hear that this requires traditional banking. Is it possible?
Yeah, see, that's probably the most common question actually. So my answer is no. I don't believe the future is about replacing banks. Banks are fundamental to the global payment system. It was already in the system. We can't replace it actually. Instead, I believe we will see a more connected financial ecosystem, where like traditional banking and real-time payment networks and digital settlement technology works actually together. So different payment methods actually solves different business problems. So the real opportunity lies in choosing the most suitable option for each transaction rather than relying on one single approach.
That's a very balanced perspective. Innovation isn't just about replacing what's already working. It's about expanding what's possible. Another question we often receive is from businesses that they are just a beginning of their digital transformation journey. They ask, where should we start?
So my advice is simple. Uh, Start by understanding your current payment journey. Measure your settlement times. Identify where delays occurs, and understand which payment corridors create the greatest operational challenges. So only then you should be reviewing new technologies. See, technology should solve a business problem. It should never become the objective itself.
I
Pasha.
completely yeah, I completely agree with you in that case. In every transactions, like we are on discussed like in every transformation that starts with understanding the existing process before we introducing the new solutions. Here is another interesting question. What skills should finance leaders develop over the next few years as payment infrastructure continue to evolve?
See, financial professionals don't necessarily needs to become blockchain or you can say technology specialists. They do need is curiosity. That's all. So, an understanding of emerging payment infrastructure or awareness of regulatory development, and I can say a willingness to review new settlement models objectively. So, the finance leaders who remain informed will be best positioned to guide their operational through their transformation.
That's an excellent, advice. The future belongs to organizations that are willing to learn, adopt, and embrace change thoughtfully. Uh, we will now take a few questions from our live audience. Already, someone raised a question, so I would like to answer. So, somebody asked that who holds the funds to orchestrate on chain transaction. So that's a great question, and the answer depends on how the payment infrastructure is designed. In most enterprise, grade models, the platform itself does not own or hold customer funds. The funds are typically held by the regulated financial institutions, licensed custodians, or banking partners. The platform orchestrates the transaction by securely instructing the movement of funds between these regulated entities, and while ensuring compliance, settlement, and reconciliation. In blockchain based statements settlement, sorry, digital assets may be held by regulated custodians and within compliant wallet infrastructure, depending on how jurisdictions or and the service model. So if you ask for finishing, so for finishing a specific operating model, the fund custody depends on the implementation and regulatory framework. Generally, orchestration platform coordinates the transactions while regulated banking or custody partners hold the funds. Our team can share more details about this specific custody or architecture if needed. So you can drop your email ID or phone number. We will reach out to you and we will discuss further. So next questions. We are waiting for a few more minutes, Samir, as we wrap
Sure.
up. So we have also put our numbers and mail IDs on the chat. So if you have any kind of questions, please feel free to reach us. So we will be discussing and we will be arranging a meeting with you, and we'll go through the platform and everything. If you have any kind of question, we will sort it out. Is there any questions we are getting right now? Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this today's questions. If we were not able to answer your questions today, please do not worry. We will be happy to continue the discussion after the webinar. As we have already told you that we have shared our mail IDs, phone numbers with you. You can connect with us anytime. So through our social media platforms or official channels, our website, everything you have. And before we conclude, I would like to invite Sameer to share one final thought with our audience. And Sameer, if there is any one message you would like to everyone to remember from today's discussion, what would it be?
Thank you, Varsha. Uh, if I would leave everyone with one thought, it, it, it would be this that the future of cross border isn't simply adopt new technology. It's not about actually about it's just adopting a new technology. It's about building smarter business. So businesses that moves capital efficiency gains flexibility, and businesses that improve visibility makes better decisions. So and we can say like businesses that embrace innovations thoughtfully became stronger and more competitive. And technology will continue to evolve, but the organization that succeed will always be those that focus on solving the real business problem. That's the main thing that should be here. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been a pleasure sharing this discussion.
Thank you so much, Samir. It has truly been an insightful discussion we have done today. And thank you once again to everyone who have joined us today. Please connect with us if you have any kind of question. You have our phone number, also mail ID, and everything in the chat section. We have already placed it here. So if you have any question, please connect with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Varsha. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.